if you had to work with your celebrity crush, how would it be? So I thought of that question because it was interesting, and I actually wanted to do this one before, but I kind of put it off for a bit. But I just thought it would be a neat way of thinking, in a work setting, if you got to work. Like, I just thought of the Devil Wears Prada kind of situation. So, not necessarily that you have to be in like fashion, but you get the gist of having to work with that crush, your celebrity crush, one on one. So, we have 3 piles for today's reading. Pile number 1 is on the left, pile number 2 is in the middle, and pile number 3 is on the right side. Take your time. Stop the video if you feel like you need more time. Otherwise, I'll see you in the pile of your selection or selections. Or if you have different celebrity crushes, I'll see you there too. It's up to you however many you want to look into. So I will start with pile number 1. So pile number 1, you have the Emperor upright. So let me give you a close-up. So pile 1, how would it be to work with your celebrity crush? Your celebrity crush would work with you with an iron fist, right? Rule with an iron fist, right? Very authoritative. I think that your celebrity crush would be very bossy, but knows what they want. They're someone who has a lot of fire within. They know what they want. They know how to get it, and they expect you to live up to those expectations if you want to be working with them. They're a no nonsense kind of person, and I think overall, just give me a second to get some water. I think overall that this person you're thinking about is likely someone that's older than you, regardless if it's a female or a male. I think that this person is going to be older than you, much more experienced and mature. So they know they've been in this business for quite a while, and maybe you're starting off green, and they could have. If you're starting off kind of green, I think that you could possibly, get under their skin, or they're gonna try to kind of teach you, not put you in their place, but really just kind of guide you. Be like, okay, these are the expectations. I need you to not slack off. I need you to really focus. This is what I want, and the dream that I have and the vision that I have is gonna get realized, right? So for you, pile 1, I think that it's gonna be maybe a hostile energy environment. Like, if you had to work with your celebrity crush, it would be in like under a lot of pressure. That could be one. In hot environments, like maybe if they're like an actor, actress, if they do like stage, like I kept thinking of Coachella, like it's deserts, like it would be desert areas or very hot summer areas as well. Or you even could be working under them because you both reside in a hot environment, right? Possibly even humid. But I definitely think that for this pile, it's going to be stressful. It'll be invigorating, very energetic. I think if you're into that kind of environment, I think it would be very stimulating in that sense of constantly keeping the body going. And overall, whether you appreciate this, I feel like you will. I just feel like because you're working under your celebrity crush, you're gonna just put that aside. There's a lot of competition, this person has a lot of drive, and so do you. I think there's a lot of hard drive and energy. Maybe they're competing with other like artists, maybe competing with like other people, I guess, to like set up fast or just work hard or just finish fast, get the job done. But overall, a confirmation card for you, a confirmation card for you, pile 1. You have the 7 of Wands upright. So there you go. It's a more clear picture. So yes, I think you would enjoy this. There's a lot of things that you guys would have to do. I think this would be you, and this would be like, I think I'm gonna put it that way, where this is not your boss, but well, technically it would be if you're working under them, but that's the Emperor's the representation representation of of your celebrity crush, and you would be the Seven of Wands, and I think you would try to really work hard to appease them and please their to their likings, right? Whatever work you're doing. I think that you're going to be fighting off people. It's just competition. There's just a lot of maybe you had to, maybe if you're an assistant or something, or you're working like as a sound engineer, or like a writer for a show or something, or just you're an editor, like you're someone that had to compete to get the position that you wanted. You really worked hard. So I think that for you, pile number 1, I think you definitely would have to kind of strive for a lot of success, but it'll be worth it. I think you would enjoy this interaction. I think you would be such a youthful energy. Again, I actually do think this kind of gives me, even though I said it in the beginning, Devil Wears Prada, like the girl who, Anne Hathaway, I forgot her character's name. I don't know if it was Anne, but I forgot her character name. But Hathaway's character really tried her best, even though it was more like a stepping stone for her. But she really tried her best to appease Miranda's, I think that was her name. Miranda's character. And in the end, she realized, everything. But the bottom line is that for this pile, I definitely do think that you would beat out the competition, but you would have to still be keeping guard and being competitive as you climb higher with this person. But I do think there would be high expectations, high energy jobs. You would be very physically exhausted, but you would also have a lot of energy, because I feel like you're a youthful energy. You're still starting out, so you're green compared to this person. Like even though this person's older, it still has a lot of energy. It's just very Martian, just a lot of go energy here. So I hope that helped pile 1. That's more or less what it would be like to be working under this person. I just think that you're up for the challenge. You're someone that's got time, who's got the energy and drive to keep learning and become a better person. But I do think that it would be fruitful and a great learning experience overall. But they will be, not saying they're kind of dictator, but they have dictatorship kind of qualities when things go wrong. So again, high stress job, demanding, but likely worth it, possibly maybe monetary. But again, I'm just talking like in the sense of how it would be to work with them. So I hope that helped pile 1. I will start with pile number 2. So pile number 2, how would it be to work with your celebrity crush? Oh, okay, interesting. So why did I want to say file? Maybe you have to file stuff for this person, but for you, pile number 2, your card is the 6 of Wands reversed. So you have a little close-up. So pile number 2, I think this person, I don't know why, but maybe this person that you have a celebrity crush on is a little, not like, I don't want to say egocentric, but they're someone that constantly likes to hear the praises that they're great, but they kind of pretend not to. I don't know why. I think for you, I think you have to constantly like build up this person's like character, or maybe I feel like this is more like an assistant or someone who books things for this person, for your celebrity crush. I think that I think that if you meet them and you work for them, it'll be a completely different experience from what you expect it to be, because in your mind you thought, oh, this person's gonna be great, it's gonna be awesome, I have to work with them and I get to see them and interact and conversate, and then you're gonna be a little bit let down because this person, not that they're not like that, but they're a little more, I feel they're needy, a little too needy from what your preference is, and maybe you have a lot of love and patience because of course they're your crush. Like you're just gonna be like, oh, it's expected, right? Because of their position, right? But I think that you would have to do a lot of things for this person. I don't know why. I just keep thinking, is this someone that you've looked up to for a while? And I can't help but wonder because it's a reversal, so I think it's someone that you've had in your eye for quite a bit of time. Maybe since you were a kid you admired this celebrity crush, and then you grew up and you still like them, or maybe right now you like them and you still grow older, right? You age older and you basically still admire them. There's someone that they're kind of for the long haul, so maybe they're possibly an actor, actress, musician, someone in the spotlight, a little bit more in the spotlight that's well known, or if they're world renowned, I forgot how, I don't think that's a proper word. World renowned. I don't think I'm saying that right, but if they're world famous and it's a famous director or something, I think of example, recently someone that's blown up a lot in the spotlight is Greta Gerwig because of Barbie. So kind of like that, where they're kind of in the spotlight for quite a while, then they continue to make more productions and they become more popular. Or if it's a theater person, someone that's well known, this is older generation, but that's the only person I can think of besides, there's two, Liza Minnelli, or what's her, Idina Menzel, in that sense, where there's someone who likes theater a lot and they're well known in that environment for the long run. That's what I think. But there's someone that needs appraisal to keep going and to feel good. They constantly have to take those, they strive for successful projects because they want to constantly be on the limelight, and your job is possibly to encourage this to some extent. So that's why I think maybe your manager, maybe you make costume productions for them, maybe you book them, or maybe you're someone that is in the media, or you work with social media influencers perhaps, but you're someone that has to maybe promote them or something around those lines. But that's more or less what you'd have to be doing in this position, right? So I have a confirmation card for you. I kind of wanted to do one for, I enjoy doing those confirmation cards for each pile. So the confirmation card that I pulled for you, pile number 2, it's the 6 of Cups reversed. So I'm gonna let you have I can't even say that. I'm gonna let you take a good look for a bit, just so you can see the picture before I put it down. So for this one, when I think of your confirmation card, as you now that I see it better, for some of you there could be some slight chance that you might have liked him for a bit because they were youthful, or because they were a teenage crush that you had, you had probably they had a poster of them in your room, but then you met them and you worked with them, and then you realized that you burst your bubble. They weren't mean, they weren't like that, but they weren't exactly the most friendly and open heart person to work with, right? There's a lot of reversal energy, so it's very internalized. I think that you both would maybe be a little bit passive aggressive. I think you wanted to share your cup with them, look, I'm gonna pour out my heart, I'm a big fan of yours, things like that, but I love your creative projects, things like that, and this person kind of dismissed you maybe in this scenario. If you work with them, maybe you even could work with them. You never know. But overall, I think that this pile, I think you would keep a lot to yourself if you started working with this person, and you feel like they would maybe steal it. Maybe you keep things to yourself because you feel like this person wouldn't credit you properly if you work with them, and you have a lot of cool ideas for them, but then you realize that they don't really come up with their own stuff themselves, and they kind of rely on others for that. And you kind of might have burst your bubble because you really thought maybe they wrote all their music or they did all their work, like something that maybe they work with charities, and you thought this was something that was near and dear to their heart, and it turns out it's just work, right? More or less, that's the scenarios that I'm thinking about for this pile. There's someone that I just don't think, like, I think you would become a very private person around this person. You would just kind of keep it short and simple. Very curt and to the point. There must have been, like, maybe some passive-aggressive comments that were rude, or you just picked up on that energy that this person, he or she, was kind of rude, and I just think this person disregarded you a lot. But yeah, that's what I feel for this pile. I think that it would be a dream come true for you to work with this person, but once you work with them, it's kind of like, oh, it wasn't all that great that I lived like what you imagined it to be in your head. It didn't live up to your expectations, and this person is not that great of a person. They're very insecure and needy, and they require a lot of assistance from others, possibly younger people, and their opinions to keep fresh and hip around younger crowds and demographics, and just more international, possibly just more easily recognizable for others to be approaching and reaching out. But overall, I think that you would likely stop liking this person if you worked with them, and you would just possibly like look elsewhere for like maybe working with a different crush or something. That's what I think for this pile. They're kind of cold shoulder you. So I hope that helped pile 2. That's what more or less it would be like to work with your celebrity crush. Pick a different pile if you were attracted to. Only take what resonates. Remember, this is a general reading. I will start with pile number 3. So, pile number 3. Just give me a moment so I can shuffle the cards, because I don't know if I should just pick out the confirmation card or not yet. I guess I'll just wait. Just give me a moment. I think I'm dropping, that's why. I'm dropping these cards. Sometimes it takes me a while to shuffle, because you're so tiny. So, pile number 3. How would it be to work with your celebrity crush? Ooh, you have the 10 of Swords reversed. So I'll give you a few moments to look at this. So, I think the environment would be taxing, physically, emotionally, mentally, but it is doable. It's just maybe this person needed your help because they're a little bit overwhelmed, right? I had to get some water. I'm sorry. Let me drink. I get so tired speaking sometimes. Maybe this person reached out to you for your expertise. I wonder if you have to do something like promotion, or maybe you're a roadie. I think that's what they're called, roadies. It's been a while. People who kind of set up the auditoriums and concert venues. Maybe it's just giving me a very physical labor intensive job for you, pile number 3, mostly because it's a reversal, and I think it requires more of you physically more than it does mentally, but it's still very taxing, and this person I feel is very drained at this moment, not like right now, but like in this scenario. So they likely would have reached out for help, and maybe their management team reached out for more help. Maybe you're a dancer. Sorry, my throat is going, my voice is going out. Maybe you're a dancer and they need some replacements, or they need more people performing with them, or something around those lines. I think that you're somebody that would have to be moving a lot, following instruction and direction as to what they want from you, right? As a job requirement. I think that this person likely has been backstabbed by people and betrayed. Maybe I just feel like they had mismanagement of their team, PR team or something, and they're kind of picking up the pieces in this scenario, and they're kind of trying to revamp their image by really restructuring how they basically sell themselves, right? So I think they would have to kind of start from the bottom, basically work from inside, and figure out where to start, or who to fire, who to hire, who to replace, or who to cut hours short from. Like, there's somebody that has to be on top of these like technical things at this moment, right? In this scenario. Otherwise, it would be very taxing of them, because they would have to carry a lot of swords. Like, there's 10 swords here. There's this one. This person in this scenario would want to reinvent themselves and take out at least a few swords at a time, because it's a lot of work for them to be managing all for themselves. Overall, I think it's likely this would be like a day job more than a night job for you. I think you could possibly even be comfortable, wearing comfortable clothes. For some reason, I don't know why I wanted to mention the clothing part, but maybe it's like, again, like just comfortable. Maybe you have to do a lot of rehearsals with this person, and that's why you get to wear comfy clothes. Until, of course, the performing time frame, right? But, or if it's a different kind of person, like if it's an athlete or a race car driver or a business person, even, you have to be at their beckoning, right? So even, I don't know why I didn't think of this, but also celebrity chefs. Celebrity chefs have to move around. There's like swords. They have to work with like knives and stuff. So I think likely that could be a scenario. Maybe you have a crush on Gordon Ramsay or something. Or maybe Rachel Ray. That could be a possibility. Not just these celebrity chefs in particular, but maybe have a crush on the guy from Cake Boss. I forgot his name. I don't want to say you have a guy crush or girl crush on the Cake Boss guy. I forgot his name, but it's someone that's well known, right? They have to be working with possibly knives, or they have to be on their toes. Like, they have to constantly be moving, right? There's a lot of movement, a lot of management. Sorry. This person requires your assistance. So, for your confirmation part, pile number 3. Now I can finally shuffle these cards a little bit more properly, but I'm kind of struggling because they're a little messy. It's always, oops, don't. I have to sometimes take my time. I'm so sorry. They don't want to shuffle properly, so I feel that you have your hands a little bit tight with this pile, where you're kind of all over the place, I feel, because that's what I feel with these cards. That didn't happen with the other piles. It did not once. I had to be more careful, but they were a lot more easy to manage. So for some reason, I think that this energy is very chaotic, like controlled chaos. having to control a lot of chaos for you. Interesting. So I had a feeling. I just had a feeling, you know. Sorry. For your confirmation card, pile number 3, you have the 8 of Wands reversed. So I'm going to let you kind of take a quick look at your card. Let me just take a breather. So for you, pile number 3, this would be you, the representation of your energy in this scenario. So I find it interesting. I feel like you have so much drive and so much energy, but you're not quite, not necessarily that you're not quite there, but you're kind of like stalling a bit because I feel maybe you could have a lot of ambition and stuff, but you're stalling because you don't know if it's the right moment to take initiative for what you want. Maybe like you want to help out and give more direction, but this person might not allow this. Or maybe you're trying to go ahead and this person kind of stops you in your tracks. Like you're going one direction and this person's kind of like putting a stoplight. That's what it feels like. For whatever reason, I think that even this pile, I think the celebrity crush you're thinking about probably wants to start fresh and new. So they might have like a lighter energy slowly. Not right away, but slowly. They'll build up to a much more healthier environment to work with, but it'll take some time to get there. And I feel like maybe you wanted it to go faster, but it's not. It's also taking some time. And I think you might stick around for a bit to see if it gets better, and it does, but it's a lot of patience with this pile. Like this pile just needs a lot of patience because there's a lot of chaos around you. There's like a lot of things that are messy or just not everyone does their work maybe in this pile, and you have to kind of pick up some slack. I think that maybe there's like mismanagement of money, perhaps, and you guys have to kind of go back into the drawing board and see like, okay, where did we go wrong? Where did we overstep? You know, with the amount of money you can use, or someone maybe had ideas, or just you're going back to redo ideas because they didn't go as planned, or you guys had like grandiose ideas and they had to kind of, you know, make them a little bit smaller and doable and practical because it's a little bit out there, right? So you're like, I have so much things to share, like my opinions, my ambitions, my desires, and you want to show this person that you're capable of all these things, but this person's like, let's be reasonable, let's be practical, will this work? Like things like that. So I think that for this pile, you want to take action, you want to help out, you want to have that, you want to be the reason why this person has positive change, but for some reason there's a lot of delays and it's frustrating the team, your boss, your celebrity crush, you and your coworkers. But it'll eventually get that like momentum. Like it's just very slow. It's like a car engine kind of trying to go, and it's just not. And then you go and then you stop, and then you go and you stop. That's more or less the environment I feel for this pile. So that's more or less what I think about this person. This person's gonna be very hectic, very chaotic, trying new changes, trying to see who to hire, who to fire, who to trust, who to not trust. But I'm hoping that you're part of that team if you do end up working with them in this made-up scenario, that you would be part of that team, that, you know, you make it through and you support your celebrity crush into a new horizon, right? A new path, a new reinvention of themselves as a person and image, right? So I hope that helped pile 3. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I did a very different type of reading. But I just like doing weird stuff. Topics, more or less. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. It helps me out. It's not mandatory, but you're more than welcome to, do that gesture for me. So thank you all. Have a great day because you made it a great day and you put in all the effort, not because I'm telling you to. Again, take what will and leave what doesn't. Only take what resonates for every person. So thank you all if you stuck around till the very end, and have a great day. So bye everybody.